So this video will be two topics in one. I'm going to talk about why I quit mapping for Doom 2016 and the whole rating score controversy going on in the SnapMap community. Let's just get into the first topic right off the bat. So for this topic, there are many reasons why I quit, but the first reason is really the core of the reason, while the others, they just kind of add on to the main reason. The first one is because I just got burnt out on making maps. I made so many maps, used so many ideas, and to be honest, I just can't make the maps I've recently made to be just as good as the ones I used to make, where I feel like back in Free Update 2 to the development of Decipher, that was my prime time for making maps, and I've made a lot of recent maps I'm proud of, but it's just hard to outdo the very best maps I've made. I can't make maps that really gave me the same magic I got when making City Survival or Decipher Map 4 and so on. It's just that I'm a different mapper than I once was, and I feel like it's pointless to make maps if you can't beat the best ones you got, or you're just always running out of ideas and everything doesn't give you the same amount of pleasure like it used to. I've been feeling like this for so long, and I almost wanted to quit Secluded during halfway of its lifespan, but I kept going because I'm a completionist and I make these maps for myself most importantly, and that's what motivated me to finish Secluded. After Secluded, I don't know if there's any more maps I need to make. I feel like I've made a lot of maps I can enjoy for myself, and like I said, making maps isn't as fun like it used to because I used up so many ideas, and now it's starting to become a chore when I make them, so I felt like that was the main incentive for me to quit. In addition to that, I do feel like the time management is also a problem. It's no doubt making good maps takes time, and I love so many games and I had to sacrifice my time with them. I miss playing Halo, Marathon, Call of Duty, Duke Nukem, Quake, and so many more other games. I've been feeling pretty high up on nostalgia recently too. Not only that, I love the Doom 2016's campaign and multiplayer, and making maps takes up all of that. I know if I give up mapping, I would have all of this time to do these things again, and so there you go. That's kind of like another reason to build up to my main reason of wanting to quit mapping. The next one is kind of a complicated one to explain, and it's the feeling of being unappreciated. I always consider myself a high profile mapper, and I always believe making maps to please yourself is the most important thing you should do, but I do like it when people enjoy my maps too, and I do feel like that's what makes making maps fun in a way, when you're making maps and people are enjoying them, but I haven't had any of that recently. I do feel like people are favoring specific mappers more so than me. Like, I always see maps made by Z-Manzilla, Voidrunner, Taylorhead, Doomguy161, Vlad Kublitsky getting fast attention when they release a map. But for me, I never really have that. But I do have those moments here and there too, but generally it seems like people just avoid my maps due to taste differences. Due to that, it got me thinking if SnapMap players enjoy any of the content I make nowadays, or they're just favoring other high profile mappers due to taste differences and, you know, just ignoring me because I'm not creating the content that seems to be good enough, or it's not really their taste. Keep in mind, I'm not jealous of these guys' success. I always knew at the beginning of SnapMap I was never going to be the most popular mapper ever because I generally made maps to please myself as the most important factor to my design philosophy, but it does suck when you used to be that mapper where people would enjoy your content and get high traffic to kind of feeling like an unknown mapper nowadays. And when you take those reasons and you add up to the reasons of running out of ideas, feeling like you're a shadow of your own self, and the pleasure of making maps is no longer the same, I think you can understand why I decided to stop making maps after Secluded. With that said, I'm glad I managed to at least finish Secluded because I've been feeling like this since like the first 3 maps of Secluded, and I personally think it's a huge achievement that I managed to discipline myself to finish this big campaign. Secluded to me feels like a good swan song to the SnapMap community, and if you haven't played it, please do so, since I'm proud with what I could do and the challenges I had to face. I will stop making original maps, but I still have a little bit of desire of remaking some classic Doom maps whenever the time comes. But like I said, I don't really enjoy making maps that much anymore, so I don't know when I'll do those. And making remakes are a completely different experience compared to making your original maps. I will forever love classic Doom, and I do want to bring some of my favorite maps to SnapMap just to pride myself for being a classic Doom fan. Now this whole controversy of map voting in the SnapMap community. To be honest, I never really cared much what people have to say about my maps. I've gotten some surprising ratings, like some maps that Dark Sniper would rate cut me off guard, or even RockHardGamer45. And what I mean by that is sometimes the map scores is a lot higher or lower than I thought. But with that said, I've always been cool with people's opinions on things because I make maps to please myself as the most important design philosophy. I get that it feels good when people enjoy your maps, but to be honest, I love it if one of my maps can make someone rage quit, and I think that's even more satisfying to watch than someone enjoying my content, because it's just fun to watch thumbless kids who thinks they're good at the game and then they play my maps and hate it because they realize they're not as good as they think they are. And not only that, I make hard maps, and isn't that what hard maps are supposed to do, right? Also, you just cannot please everyone. There are going to be people that just kind of look at things differently, you know? I remember when RockHardGamer45 and certain other mappers were criticizing my Alien Shrine remake and its difficulty, and I disagreed with everyone's opinion, and to this day I didn't even consider any of the feedback because I didn't agree with it, mainly because the map did what I want the map to do, and that's what really mattered to me. And not only that, I personally think that's one of my best maps, you know, that I've made. And I remember watching RockHardGamer's list. That map only made it to like the top 90, and you know, that's cool. If you felt that way, that's, you know, cool, because it's just his opinion. With that said, that doesn't mean I can't take criticism. I agreed with a lot of the complaints when me and Void Runner did Frag Like It's 1994, and people thought the map was too confusing, so I was cool with Void Runner patching the map to make it more obvious. Or recently, Black World told me he thought it would be better to at least add one BFG 9000 on the final map of Secluded on the hardest difficulty to make it a bit more fair to those who play on that skill level without any knowledge, and I took that feedback. So to me, it's all about if I feel like the criticism is reasonable enough to me and it doesn't interfere in my core design of what I'm trying to do with the map, if you know what I mean. I never put any score on the maps I reveal for my live commentary series because I personally think it doesn't encourage people to watch the entirety of the video to see how I react to the map. And another thing is, I think gamers in general are just sensitive to numbers. Are you guys aware that there are gamers that are obsessed with review scores of video games, and if a game doesn't get a certain average rating on Metacritic, these gamers won't buy the game, or some nonsense like that? Like, to me, that doesn't mean anything to me. I never cared about any of that, but I'm aware there are people are super sensitive over that, so that's why I took them out. I don't know how, you know, people rate me as a mapper, and I always feel like I'm not going to be favored among other mappers, but at the end of the day, I make these maps for myself, so it really doesn't matter what people feel. It's more what I feel, and everything else is a bonus, really, whether you enjoy my maps or you don't. Overall, I'm just kind of shocked to see something like this happen. I never really got too offended by whatever score people have rated me on because it's just their opinion, and I don't believe people should really make a big deal out of this. Now, I'll make a quick update for my channel. I have yet to play Void Runner's new map and Unrelenting Evil Map 5, which they seem to be a part of the whole controversy, and please don't spoil anything about it because they will be played on my live com series in the future. But lately, I'm trying to find more maps by unknown mappers to balance out the high profile mappers too, you know. I really kind of want to mix things up in the next few upcoming live com sessions. It's tough to balance these things out since I got some maps I'm trying to find time to play, and also, you know, balance everything without favoring one mapper over another, if you know what I mean. I'm also playing a couple of maps offline just because sometimes I want to play snap maps like how I used to play and not just make it like a series. of live commentary, and it's just to catch up on other maps much quicker since I have crappy internet and I don't want to fall behind, so keep that in mind. There will be a lot of SnapMap content, and for Thanksgiving, my boy Modman484, we're back on the dual live comms, and we're gonna try to find some co-op maps we've never played before and live comment together. Thank you for watching, people.